are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Dancing to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Ryan. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta 1st down. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Now it's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And they'll get this down to the 10. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Get up!
He's going to get it running right. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. Picking up where they left off before the open week that they had last week as they won going into that. And no signs of being stale.
No, and that's really big for them because there's a trust factor that goes into this. Because what often happens, if you win the game before your open week, you usually get more time off. But if you win the game before the open week, get more time off, and don't play well the next time out, that goes away. So they're making a statement that they like that time off.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Thomas has it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
On play action, they'll throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And some space here. There he goes, right side. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints. On second down, Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They're going to look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Now it's Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones. That one goes for 24 yards. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
21.
Ito Smith, his first carry. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Let's go.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game.
21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll run here with Freeman. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the Saints signal for another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Tuesday.
Now they'll throw it with Ryan. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
Going deep here for Bryant. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Bryant pulled that time there to get a hand on it. Well, earlier in the quarter when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Detroit!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the 2nd half.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Final play of the 1st half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have come to halftime. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, a 22. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So naturally they will decline it. They got the first down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the first down through hard work and effort anyway? First down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now back to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this third quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Demario Davis there on the stop.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Falcons on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 yards there and a first down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. Here's Ryan. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now it's Ryan. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Tyler Davison getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now. That's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
The Falcons on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. With that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Lucky 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach, and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He completes it to Bryant. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big play for the Saints on 3rd down. 44 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Kamara. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and they're going to have a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. Oh, he's got some breathing room. A gain of 13 and also a 1st down.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
All right, here we go. Green.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And out across midfield down to the 45. They give him a gain of 37.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A handoff, Devontae Freeman. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Ryan to throw. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a 1st down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
21.
Again, they'll run to Freeman. Down to the 25. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now it's Ryan. He's got Sanu. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal.